Hey, yo, 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 yo. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? As you guys start coming on in into the live, do me a huge favor. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you ain't already. Share the channel with a college football fan, whether it's a Miami Hurricane, a Florida State Seminole, or a Florida Gator. Even though, the Gators are kind of down bad right now, they all got, coaching lessons and all that good stuff they got to go through because let's just be honest, they trash, garbage, Basuda. So we don't got that problem down there in good old Coral Gables. We ain't got that problem at Miami. Florida State feel a little bit confident right now about their coaching staff. They trust Mike again. They believe that they brought in some good coaches. They're on a high horse right now because they beat Alabama. The other team, I ain't gonna count them, Texas, East Texas, or whatever they is. The cupcake game. Speaking of cupcake games, all week I listen to ESPN and I listen to everybody talk about this Cinderella story, talk about this team that beat two ranked teams, and they came down to Miami with all that trash talking and all that, and we send them packing. Now, if you watch my last live or you watch my last video before the game, I told you guys that USF was going to get mollywopped. And they got mollywopped, just like I said, 49-12. Beat them 50-15 last year, beat them 49-12 this year. Beat them by 2 more points than we did last year. That's tough. And that's without Cam Ward. Now, obviously, Cam is in the NFL. We got Carson Beck. Now, Carson Beck was perfect when it comes to interceptions until yesterday. Now, he did have 2 interceptions in that game. Nonetheless, I think he threw for like 340. We're going to pull up all the stats and everything like that. Mark Fletcher had a great game. Our rumor wide receivers had a great game. Our defense had a great game. It was all out butt whooping. Weather delayed, turned it from a day game to pretty much prime time, basically. Game came back on at like 7 something after the delay. So might as well say prime time. Handle business, man. Handle business the way Miami should handle business. Now, we did have a key injury that, was kind of tough to watch. But CJ Daniels, phenomenal wide receiver, making phenomenal catches at Miami, got injured. Now, I don't know the status of his injury, and I'm pretty sure if it's not severe or it's not something that's going to, derail his season, we'll pretty much start hearing Mario, give us updates sometime, down the line or whatever. But CJ did get hurt, man. So hopefully, he's all good and it's a thing where he'll be back next game and, back to his original self, making those phenomenal catches, man, hands. That dude got hands. That dude got skills when it comes to catching the ball. Carson Beck probably got a tear in his eye because he ain't never seen receivers catching balls like this. Not at Georgia. If you know when he was at Georgia, man, drop passes was a thing. At Georgia. You saw the videos. You saw everything. Literally, man, Carson Beck went from like basically a Heisman candidate at Georgia to like, damn, my receivers don't care about me. That's tough. But anyway, man, great game. ESPN Game Day will be in Coral Gables. They will come to the Miami game this week, which is a rival game, but looking at the state of Miami versus the state of UF, the Gators, it's a total opposite. Miami's trending up, and UF is just finding the bottom of the swamp to just go down there and lay down and die as a Gator. That's tough. Man. the lies that I've been told all offseason about this Gator team is crazy. The lies that I've been told about DJ Lagway is absolutely crazy. But anyways, let me go ahead and drop this in here on you guys real quick. College Game Day will be in Miami.
This game here today really is a tone setter for both of these programs.
Florida and Miami. That's our game tonight.
It is a very intense rivalry.
We came out here to show us.
And we're coming.
So college football, like I tell you guys, man, will be in Miami for the Florida versus Miami game. Now, they're not there because of Florida, obviously. Florida's a pile of dump right now. Miami, when the rankings come out, I'll be damn near. I want to see where we are. Now, obviously, we played a ranked team yesterday in USF. How much you want to put behind USF is up to you, but I told y'all, man, to me, they should have lost to Florida. Florida was just undisciplined and, penalties and can't get it done. Florida just can't get right. But they should have beaten USF, in my opinion. Now, obviously, when the clock hit 0, USF won. The wins in the win column, the L's in the L column, and it is what it is. We move on. Florida was ranked 13 when they played USF, and they lost, got whooped. I saw how significant it was at quarterback play for Florida when I watched them play Long Island. DJ was not impressive. And this was against a Rudy Poo cupcake. Long Island T. Nobody knows this school. They barely exist. They got a 6,000 arena or stadium or whatever you want to call it. That's how much they can fit people in there. 6,000 people. So this is the kind of high school level that they were playing in week 1. And he struggled against that. A lot of people have been seeing it that, maybe he's going down. He's not progressing. It seems as if he cannot read coverage. Because watching some of the interceptions that he threw yesterday was crazy. 5 of them. 5 interceptions. 5 interceptions. DJ threw 5 interceptions yesterday. Now, this is a guy all offseason. I listened to everybody and their mama, everybody and their grandma, they late uncle, they distant cousins. I listened to every one of these people tell me that DJ Lagway was the best quarterback in the country. DJ Lagway was the Heisman front winner in week 0, in week -1, -2, -3, dating back to the end of college football when Ohio State won the championship. Everybody was telling me that the best quarterback in the country was DJ Lagway. How do they? I need some answers. I need some answers. How did y'all mess this up so bad? Y'all was telling me he was better than Carson Beck. Y'all was telling me he was better than Nussmeier. Y'all was telling me he was better than the guy over there at South Carolina who got injured, by the way. And Vanderbilt put a whooping on him, blowout fashion yesterday. We're going to talk about it all today. We're not just going to talk about Miami getting that big dub and Florida taking the L to LSU like we all thought. And, right now Billy's on a hot seat. Well, Billy's been on a hot seat since he's been at Florida. That's tough. Do Florida AD have the balls to actually get rid of him? Does he actually have the ball to get rid of Billy? It seems like they best friends. It seems like Billy can't do no wrong at Florida. Seems like it. You know what? This might sound stupid, but I'm just gonna say it. It's Florida, bro. Can they not buy out Billy? I'm pretty sure they got the buyout money, but at this point, I'm so confused. I might just have to throw out something silly. Maybe Florida's broke. Maybe they can't buy out Billy. That's tough. That's tough. I'm lost. How much more torture can Florida fans handle? Now, me personally, I will say this. Keep Billy. Extend Billy. Give him a till death contract. Give him that. Keep him forever. Billy record right now at Florida, I think, is 20-21. He's lost more games at Florida than he's won. Now, significantly, this is a dude that came in at Florida the same time that Cristobal came in at Miami. The hires was made at the same time. Now we see where Cristobal is going, up and away like goddamn Superman. Now Billy, on the other hand, coming in, he got catchphrases. Oh, if scared money don't make money, and the Florida fans went nuts. Oh my God, he said scared money don't make money. That's my guy. He's gonna win. He's gonna win. He's gonna bring us a Tim Tebow in Lagway. He's gonna bring us all this talent because he's a great recruiter that Dan Mullen wasn't. He's gonna make Florida great again. Make Florida great again. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Billy has not lived up to none of that. He's constantly losing the recruiting battle to Mario Cristobal and the rest of the SEC bigs like Georgia, Alabama, and all of them. So he's not this great recruiter that y'all making him out to be. Yeah, he'll win some recruits here and there, but so does everybody. NIL is here, baby. That's tough. Now, Billy. Florida fans, y'all got y'all lists. Y'all got y'all lists. I've been seeing some of them. Y'all got y'all lists of coaches that y'all want. And some of them sound ridiculous. Now, I did see a week or two back, you guys said that you wanted Marcus Freeman. Marcus Freeman took an L yesterday. Marcus Freeman is 0-2 this season after, playing for the national championship last year. That's tough. Now, Miami beat him. Could have blew him out. But, it is what it is. Beat him by 3. Field goal at the end. Boom. Texas A&M knocked them off yesterday, too. So, after a bye week where you had all this time to prepare for Texas A&M, you still get knocked off. That's tough, Marcus Freeman. That's tough. Florida Gator fans, do y'all want Marcus Freeman? Do y'all still want Marcus Freeman? Now, another coach y'all got on that list, Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin, he's been struggling, man. The man been struggling now. That's tough. Even Billy beat Lane Kiffin. Man, that's tough. But we got a lot to talk about, man. For those of y'all that's just joining in, I'm going to run this thing back one more time for you. I'm going to run it back for you. If you missed out on any of the news or you didn't hear about it or you're wondering where College Game Day is going to be this week, it's going to be right here in Miami.
This game here today really is a tone setter for both of these programs.
Florida and Miami. That's our game tonight.
It is a very intense rivalry.
We came out here to show out.
And we're
So College Game Day, like I said, man, in Miami, well deserved for the University of Miami. Florida's just a tag along. They're just a tag along. They're not coming to see Florida, guys. They're not coming to see the Gators. They're not coming to see the blue. They're coming to see the green, the orange and green, not that orange and blue shit. They're coming to see the University of Miami. As of right now, until the rankings is updated, Miami is the number 5 team in the country. And I'm pretty sure, beating a ranked team versus all the Rudy Poos that some of the other guys played, we might even move up. Or we just might stay right where we are. But nonetheless, College Game Day, University of Miami. Now, this is significant because after we play Florida this upcoming week, we will go on a bye week, and then we'll play the University. The Florida State University guys, the Seminoles, the people up there in Tallahassee. That game is in Tallahassee. Now, if I'm not mistaken, if Florida State for the next 2 weeks can stay undefeated, game day might be in Tallahassee. Miami might have 2 game days this year. Now, significantly, the ACC is not living up to the standards. Some of the teams that you guys, put a lot of chips on in the offseason, made a lot of predictions for, they're not They're not living up to it. They're not living up to it. That's tough. OG, what's good, my guy? Also, guys, get in the comment section. Get in the comment section. I know some of these notifications goes out late, and sometimes like that, it is what it is. YouTube getting it together, man. But get in the comment section. True Seminole, yes, sir. What's going on, my guy? Dogs rolling loud. What's good with you? So, a lot happened yesterday, and we're going to talk about all of it. But let me go ahead and pull up, some of the stuff, the stats and all that kind of stuff, and we're going to run through the games and talk about them. And it's going to be hard to find a Florida fan nowadays because let's just be honest, they're not winning. They're not winning. When Florida's not winning, their fans disappear, and for some odd reason, you don't hear from them no more. And then the next offseason, they're world beaters again. They got the best team in the country. Anybody they play, they're going to beat. And then the games get played, and they go hide under a rock again. Similar to Florida State fans last year, that 2-10 will do it to you. That's tough. I don't know what it feels like to be 2-10, but that's tough, man. Florida's probably on a trajectory to be 1-11. 1-11. Maybe they could rally behind the backup quarterback because obviously DJ Lagway seems to not. I don't know if he can get the job done. I don't have no confidence in that kid, man. I don't have no confidence in him. He hasn't showed me anything to say that guy is generational. Maybe when he first came out of high school, but is Billy? You know what? I'm just gonna ask the question. Is Billy Napier a quarterback killer? Is Billy Napier a quarterback killer? Guys, let me know in the chat. Is Billy Napier a quarterback killer? If you're watching on Twitter, is Billy Napier a quarterback killer? I heard that similar rhetoric around my coach, and then I watch my coach get a hold of these quarterbacks. None of them ain't dying. But all this talent that I've been told about these quarterbacks going to the University of Florida, none of them's panning. Is Billy Napier a quarterback? You guys let me know. Is Billy Napier a quarterback killer? Man, that's tough, Billy. Go to Florida. Man, that's tough. Go to Florida and basically, go downhill from there. That's crazy, man. It's crazy. Heck of a game yesterday, as you guys know. College Game Day was in Tennessee, Knoxville, for the Georgia Bulldogs versus Tennessee game. Great game. Now, this is what I've seen from Tennessee over the years. And this is exactly why it's so hard for me to pick them to actually win a goddamn game, especially when it's a big game, home or away. Tennessee has the tendencies to get up on an opponent early, jump out on them, show explosive offense, and then they sizzle down the rest of the game, and whoever this opponent that they're playing with is Alabama, Ole Miss, Georgia, anybody that's even ranked, hell, Florida. When it comes down to it, Tennessee shits the bed. That's what they do. I can't pick Tennessee to win nothing. I can't pick them to win nothing because they always do that. They jump out on you, explosive offense. You're like, oh, my God, they're finna blow them out. No, they're not. Not so fast, my friend. Not so fast. Lee Corso fashion. Not so fast. Tennessee will find a way to lose. Tennessee will find a way to lose. That's what Tennessee do. They volunteer to lose. That's what Tennessee does. Don't put your money on Tennessee. They volunteer to lose games that they jump out on opponents on. They will find a way to let you down every time. They are very consistent at that. That's what Tennessee does. Georgia get the dub. Kirby Smart walk up out of there. And it's just another day in Knoxville. No need to rush the field this time, folks. No need to rush the field. Overtime, touchdown, game over, go Dogs. That's tough. That's tough. Man, hell of a win for Georgia. They continue to basically, be the standard for the SEC, I guess. Because right now, outside of Georgia, who looks good in the SEC? Oh, I'll tell you, Oklahoma. Goddamn Homer. I've been telling y'all before the season even started, the dark horse that y'all need to pay attention to in the SEC this season is going to be Oklahoma. Now, I ain't no psychic or nothing. Somewhere down the line, Oklahoma might slip up here and there, but I think they are the dark horse coming out of the SEC this season. I think between them and Georgia, one of them probably will prosper. Now, I do know that Georgia has Alabama on their schedule. Now, Alabama ain't looked too good in week 1 against Florida State. Florida State handled business, knocked it out the park. Boom. Everybody goes down on Alabama. Oh, they trash, blah, 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 garbage, because some of you guys seem to fail to realize that the team that Florida State had last year is not the same team they had this year. They don't have the same coaching staff either. Only person that is of significance to that program is Mike Norvell. Mike Norvell, defensive coordinator gone, offensive coordinator gone, bring in new guys. Boom. So, obviously, Alabama went in there thinking that, this is just going to be a cupcake game and we're going to knock it out and go home. Not so fast. Got whooped. So, Florida State been living off the hype of that game, and it is what it is, because the second game they played weren't nothing. This week, they're going to play Kent State. That's nothing. So, clearly, no challenge after Alabama for Florida State for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, actually, because they was on a bye week yesterday. And then they're going to play Virginia afterwards. Now, I don't want to put too much eggs in one basket on Virginia to do anything. It's Virginia. Virginia has proven to you that they're not going to do nothing every single year. They're going to struggle with all the easy games. They're going to probably, give somebody a challenge once in a while, and then they'll just fold. That's it. So I don't expect to see anything significant out of Virginia. So I got Florida State being undefeated when they get to the game against Miami. Miami's on a bye week before Florida State. So obviously we should be well prepared for them. We got Florida this week, so it's no looking ahead to Florida State, even though the Florida Gators is garbage, Basuda, all of that. There should be no looking ahead. And knowing my coach, like I told you guys, they're going to take every single opponent serious. Even though DJ Lagway out here throwing 5 interceptions in games and stuff like that, we're still going to take them seriously. We're going to treat every opponent like they're the number 1 team in the country. Plain and simple. And we're going to go out there and we're going to do our thing. Miami versus Florida. This year, I see this game being very similar to last year. I see Miami beating Florida in 41-17 fashion. This game, in my opinion, is going to be Miami's all the way. We're at home. The Rock is going to be packed. It's game day. Florida, y'all just going to get beat like you did last year, and that's tough. Maybe after this significant beating, you probably won't schedule us for the next 10 to 15 years. I mean, you're already canceling games, NC State, Arizona, and so forth. Cal, you already, got this SEC model where you got to play 9 conference games and 1 quality game. And let me guess, your 1 quality game is already Florida State, right? So you're going to cancel all these other games to make sure that you play 2 cupcake games. So eventually you could say, you know what? At the end of the year, if we lose all 10 of those quality games and SEC games, at least we got 2 wins, dog. We could go at minimum 2-10. That's tough. But on trajectory right now, Florida's on trajectory to go 1-11. I don't think they probably won't be favored in any other game. Probably maybe Mississippi State and Kentucky. Outside of there, you probably won't be favored in any of those games. And I have no confidence in you guys beating anybody on your schedule. So at this point, Florida State fans, y'all might get what y'all wishing for the Florida Gators to go 1-11 this season. Hell, when you looked at your schedule for the past 2 seasons, you knew you had the worst schedule in the country. You knew you had the toughest schedule in the country. Y'all been bragging about it. Y'all been talking about it. Oh, yeah, nobody else don't play anywhere. Look at our schedule. We got the toughest schedule. This is the standard at Florida. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Because you ain't living up to it. LSU handle business in Baton Rouge. Miami about to handle business in Miami. And the rest of your schedule just goes downhill from there. Maybe you catch a win against Mississippi State. Maybe you catch a win against Kentucky. Those are the only 2 that you possibly could catch a win because those teams, for some odd reason, y'all are maybe their kryptonite. But outside of there, it's going to be tough, man. Watching the way DJ Lagway perform, can this guy read coverage? Can he read coverage? 5 interceptions. 1 was a pick 6. Now, granted, that dude that was running that ball back looked like he was running in slow motion, like Trey Songz. Slow motion. Yeah, he was like he was running in slow motion, but nonetheless, pick 6. And goddamn, DJ threw 5 interceptions. I'm trying to grasp my mind on that. I'm trying to 5 interceptions. 5 interceptions for the leading Heisman quarterback that y'all told me about. DJ Lagway, Mr. Gatorade, Mr. Headphones, the guy that just got the headphone deal. Hell, DJ Lagway, the guy that be eating at Chipotle with the basketball championship kid, whatever the kid name, that DJ Lagway, man, I don't know if I want to eat at Chipotle no more. I don't know if I want to eat at Chipotle. If eating at Chipotle make a Heisman candidate quarterback throw 5 interceptions, what can it do to a normal, regular person like me? Man, damn, I might have to stop drinking Gatorade, though. If Gatorade make you throw 5 interceptions, I might have to stop. I might have to stay away from Gatorade. Powerade, baby. Shoot, Electrolyte. Get you some Electrolyte. That Gatorade will make you throw 5 interceptions. Man, that's tough. That's tough. But anyways, let me go ahead and pull up some of these stats. Obviously, the best team in college football, in my opinion, the Miami Hurricanes played yesterday. Won significantly, too, by the way. All the Cinderella stories around USF has come to a halt. Quiet. Those of you guys that was on game day yesterday, obviously picking them to cover the spread, bow your goddamn head. Bow your head. You know, it is what it is. Execution. Pow! Get out of here. Boom. That idea of them covering that spread died quick. Now, obviously, games got played. We're going to run through these top 25. Today's show, you know what? We're going to focus on top 25. We're going to focus on top 25. And then we're going to focus on the top 25 for next week. We're not going to go into all these matchups outside of the top 25. At this point, I think us Miami fans being a top 10 team, it's beneath us to be talking about teams that ain't ranked, dog. You know, sorry, Florida. You know what? Let me ask you guys this. A lot of people was telling me, T2Y, you should kick Florida out of the Big Three. You should replace them with USF. I told you guys, hold your brakes. USF application have been received, and we're going to go over the application. We're going to dot our T's and, cross our T's and dot our I's and everything. And we're going to make sure that it's a due diligent process to see if USF deserve to be in the Big Three. I'm here to tell you guys that I have denied USF's application. They will not be a part of the Big Three. Sorry, try again some other year. Close but no cigar. It is what it is. USF, keep your head up. Keep trying. Go out there and win the rest of your games. Obviously, you won't play another Miami Hurricane on your schedule, so you might be fine. You might could pull out a win or two, or you could even win the conference over there at the American. So good luck to you guys. But your application has been denied. Try again in maybe a month or two. That's tough. It's 2 months. You know what? 2 months minimum. Try again in 2 months. Okay. Glad that's been said. Another application that might be received pretty soon. I've heard it's in transit. The UCF Knights. The UCF Knights. We're gonna keep an eye on that team. Apparently, after we play Florida, some of these teams want to see if they can replace Florida, because Florida's going downhill and they ain't coming up no time soon. That's tough. Florida Gator fans. So UCF, I heard your application to be in the Big Three is in transit. We're gonna see what happens when it gets here. We're gonna see what you guys put on your resume. Until then, but USF, sorry, denied. Stamp denied on it. So don't try to erase the deny and put accept and everything. We stamped it. We got it notified. So you guys are not going to be a part of the Big Three. I'm sorry, you're not worthy. You ain't. I listened to your trash talk all week, talking about we are Miami Super Bowl. That's what USF fans are saying. I even had a Florida Gator fan betting me that they were going to beat us, and I always have to wear a bull hat or whatever for the rest of the stream. I forgot what I betted him. I got to go back and look. I got to go back and look at that live and what did I bet him and see, what my prize should be. What am I collecting? But anyways, man, let's pull up these ranked games. Let's talk about some of the stats, everything that went down. So let me go ahead and share that with you guys. Pop that on the screen. Bam. So two of the biggest matchups yesterday is already on the screen right now. But we're going to go to the box score for the University of Miami. This is the Big Three. Miami is my team. So we're going to start with the Miami Hurricanes every single time. We're going to start with the Big Three every single time. Lucky for you guys, Florida State didn't play nobody this week, and we could ignore that team up in Tallahassee this week. So significantly, you guys was telling me about this Byron Brown guy, this quarterback guy, this guy that can run the ball. This guy that's going to slice and dice Miami, and USF is going to get this big old third-ranked team win, big upset against Miami. And I listened to you guys bull job all week. The USF Bulls. I listened to all that bullshit. That's all y'all been talking. And I've been telling you guys, they are not that guy. They are not him. They are not. Mr. Byram, 20 for 36, 274 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Now, significantly, you guys told me he was going to run all over us. Well, guess what? He did run 13 times. He came up with 2 yards. 2 yards. Running the ball, USF had 40 yards total. 40 yards total. Now, on the opposite side of that, Miami ran for 205 yards and 4 touchdowns. 2 of those touchdowns went to Mark Fletcher, 16 carries for 120 yards, out there doing his thing. Could have been 3 touchdowns. But, undisciplined, false starts, push you back. He was going to punch it in for the third. He was going to have a hat trick. But, didn't quite work out that way. But that's tough. Mark Fletcher had a hell of a night. Give him the game ball. Like I said, CJ Daniels on the receiving side, before he got injured, was doing great. Now, Carson Beck yesterday, 23 for 28, 340 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 unfortunate interceptions. One of them where he kind of overthrew Malachi Tony, jumped forward, one hand I mean, if only the ball was just a little bit lower, or hell, if he could have pulled that in, that would have been a crazy catch. But unfortunately, jumped up, one hand, didn't get it. Boom. DBs tracked it down, interception. Second one, hit as the first one where he threw, hit as he threw, and boom, right into the defender's hand. That's tough. Carson Beck got 2 interceptions on the year now. So, those are out the way. Bounce back pretty well, handle it great. So you got to love what you see. Emery, 2 for 2, 31 yards. Not much to see, Here's what it is, man. But Mark Fletcher had a hell of a day. I did not, and I'm sure you did not either because he didn't. Jordan Lyle did not see him, but the freshman Pringle got him a touchdown in there, and that was the last score of the game, by the way, Pringle. But man, I'm loving what I'm seeing with the University of Miami. I don't know about you guys, but I'm absolutely loving what I'm seeing with the University of Miami. Can't say the same for Gator fans and their team. They're in turmoil right now. They want to fire Billy and everybody. So glad to see that us Miami fans are level-headed. We're happy. We're getting great wins. This right here is what I would call a comfortable win. This is a comfortable win. I'm not sitting at the edge of my couch. I'm not anxious and watching the TV. I'm not anticipating what's going to happen next. I'm not scared. I'm not like, oh my God, we could win or lose this. This is a comfortable win. Against an opponent like this, this is all you can ask for. This is what you can, look at this win. That's all you can ask for. Go out there, win and dominate. Keep my heart rate down. Keep my heart rate down. That's it, Miami. We gotta love wins like this. An opponent that came in there ranked 18, the world was on their side, saying all kind of lies, what they were gonna do and what they weren't gonna do, and we won comfortably. Not once in this game were we ever saying, oh my God, this is gonna be a nail biter. Oh my God, this is gonna come down to the end. We knew we was gonna win this game, and we had no problem at all. None. Great game, great win for Miami. Can't say the same for some teams in the country, some fans in the country. But that's tough. No cardiac cane was spotted in this game. None. Number 0, man. Myron. Great game for him. 6 catches, 81 yards. CJ Daniels, I think, would have been the star of this game had he not got injured. He was on a good start, making phenomenal catches. Unfortunately, he got hurt. Joshua Moore, freshman, lighting it up out there. Tony Johnson, we saw him caught a huge pass towards the end of the game. He had 2 catches for 64. Malachi Tony, freshman, phenomenal. 6 catches, 66 yards. Man, that's tough. Now, what happened to Ray Ray? What happened to Ray Ray? I heard a lot of phenomenal things over the offseason about Ray Ray, and I have not seen it manifest on the field. What happened to Ray Ray? What's going on with Ray Ray? If anybody knows, anybody's more, I want to say, informed than I am, let me know. What is up with Ray Ray? I was expecting a hell of a season out of Ray Ray. So far, I'm not seeing that. But, it is what it is. Wide receiving room all off season. I listened to the talks. Miami ain't got no receivers. None of these guys ain't doing nothing, blah, blah, blah. He ain't been nothing, ain't did nothing in college football. And right now, we're seeing the total opposite. So it's clear that we got a good wide receiving room. It's clear that we got a good quarterback. It's clear that we got a good running back room. It's clear that we got a great offensive line. Basically, all the things that I've told you, all the videos and all in the limited amount of lives that I did in the offseason, all of it's manifesting right in front of you. So where are all the liars now? Where are all the guys that was telling you all these lies? What are they saying now? Did their tone change? Did they switch sides? I see one of them. Shout out to Flow Factory. I see one of them. They switched tones. Miami is the only thing that look good. That's according to them. But we're not blind. We don't need you guys to tell us. We see it. We know it. We know it. Y'all know it. When Mario slammed his hand on that goddamn podium and told you the trajectory that we're going in versus the trajectory that they're going in, he weren't lying. He ain't lying. He wasn't lying. Now the people that were telling y'all all these lies about how good they gonna be and how bad Miami's gonna be and this, that, and the third, this is what you look them in the eye.
You're lying. That's a fucking lie.
Look them dead in the eyes and tell them. Remember when they were telling you that DJ Lagway was gonna be the Heisman? Look them dead in their eyes.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
I got 5 on it. I got 5 on it. 5 interceptions. God dang it. No quarterback in the state of Florida that I know would ever. Not Carson Beck, not Tony Castellanos, Thomas Castellanos, whatever you want to call him. Not him either. So, DJ Lagway, you on the island by your own, my boy. You is on an island by your own, man. Hell of a game for Miami, man. At some point, rival fans, y'all just gonna have to admit it. We look good. Y'all just gonna have to admit it. We look good. We look scary. We look scary. Admit it. Face your fears. Miami looks good. Admit it. Face your fears. I got 5 on it. All right, man. Let's check out some of these scores through the rest of the top 25 in college football that went down yesterday and Friday. Friday, man. Indiana handled business. 73-3. I'm sorry, 73-0. Nothing to talk about there. Ohio State handled business against Ohio. 37-9. Expected. This is what you expect from Ohio State, right? They're the number 1 team in the country as of right now. So, nothing to see there. Penn State, the number 2 team in the country, 52-6. Expected against a team like Villanova. When I did these previews last week, I told you, just go ahead and take these teams against these Rudy Pool games, Rudy Pool teams, these cupcake matchups, take them to win and win big. LSU and Florida. Now, clearly, Florida fans was hoping that they could go in Baton Rouge and pull the upset, and they would be happy again with Billy. They would try to put the USF loss behind them, and obviously, clearly didn't work out. Lagway magically found a way how to throw 5 interceptions in a game. He should probably do a tutorial video now, how to throw 5 interceptions in one game. Make it a lengthy video, Lagway. Do a step-by-step how to throw 5 interceptions in one game. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna do this. So let me switch this real quick. Bam. DJ Lagway. You should do a YouTube video, a how-to video, how to throw 5 interceptions in one game. Make it a step-by-step video, how to throw the ball in the double, triple coverage, quadruple coverage, who knows, how to throw it directly to the defenders. Show the world how to throw 5 interceptions in one game. I know I'd watch the video. I want to learn how to throw 5 interceptions in one game. Do you not want to learn how to throw 5 interceptions in one game? I think that video will go viral. I think it'll have millions of views on it. I think a lot of quarterbacks in the country would like to learn how to throw 5 interceptions in one game after being labeled a Heisman candidate and the greatest quarterback in the country in the offseason. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. All right. Let's get back to the program in their hand. That's tough. That's tough right now. LSU, great win. Rivalry game, obviously. Knocked out Florida. Improved the 3-0. You know, one of those teams that is a must talk in the SEC right now, obviously. You know, they're ranked the highest in the SEC. Right behind them is the Georgia Bulldogs. So, good win for them. Oregon, great win there. 34-20 now. A lot of people was expecting this game to be a lot more points on Oregon's side, but you know what? Still a blowout. Anytime you beat an opponent by 3 or more scores, you know, I would consider it a blowout. 21, they beat them by 20. 21 points is skunked. You know, you get up off the stick. Basically, if you're playing Madden or you're playing NCAA, 21 skunk you off the stick. You get up. Once somebody go up by 21, it's over. They beat them by 20. Blowout. Miami handle business. That's what it is, USF fans. Bounce back, man. Bounce back. Don't let this derail your season. You still got great football you can play, but, you know, the biggest challenge of your life, you couldn't live up to it, and it's okay. It's okay. You know, my question, did DVD, did you celebrate that Miami won, or were you pissed that the Bulls lost? That's a tough dilemma right there. Clearly, you know, DVD is a Miami Hurricane in the heart. Right now, he's a bull in the mind because he got to be a bull. That's his job. But did you celebrate Miami's win last night? Did you celebrate the road that Miami is on to a national championship? Because no doubt in my mind and my heart that if Miami win the Natty or Miami win the ACC or anything significant in Miami win, DVD is celebrating. It's embedded in him. He has to. He bleed orange and green. That's tough. That's tough. Let's keep it moving, though. Georgia, Tennessee. Like I said earlier on in this program, I did not doubt Georgia to win this game. I did not doubt them. I wanted Tennessee to win this game. Let's make this clear. I wanted Tennessee to win this game. But in regular Tennessee fashion, I knew they would lose. And it happened exactly like that. Georgia won the game 44-41. Good old Gunnar Stockton. That's tough. Man, that's tough. Tennessee, y'all will catch y'all break somehow, somewhere. But right now, when you're looking at the SEC, you got to look at LSU and you got to look at Georgia. And like I said, dark horse, guys, Oklahoma. Pay attention. Oklahoma going to rise, and the SEC is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Texas struggled yesterday. Arch Manning and them boys struggled against UTEP. They won that game 27-10. Man, that's tough. What's going on in Texas? Started out the number one team in the country. Overhyped, overrated, I guess. Is the verdict out on Texas? What do you guys think about Texas so far? What have you seen from Texas so far? How you guys feel about Texas? Man, I was expecting a blowout, not gonna lie. Drop numbers on them, but they didn't. Great win for Texas A&M. 13 seconds left, scored a touchdown, and down goes Notre Dame. Notre Dame is now 0-2. What does this mean for Notre Dame? I think in order for them to make the playoffs, they would probably have to win the next 10 straight games, and they would have to probably dominate. Can they do it? It's possible looking at the rest of their schedule, but at this point, it's tough to judge Notre Dame. It's plenty of football left to play. A lot of stuff would have to happen. A lot of key movements, key losses, key wins for certain teams would have to happen for them to find their way into the playoff picture. But it's still not out of the realm of possibilities. Unfortunately, for other teams that don't get the we don't get to say we're not in the conference. We don't get to say we don't have to play a conference championship game or compete in the conference, period. So Notre Dame right now, they're on the island of their own. They can still win the next 10 games, and they'll still make the playoffs. Unfortunately. It is what it is. We're going to keep it moving, Notre Dame. The bye week, and Texas A&M went up in there, won. I chose Texas A&M to win. Notre Dame, man, that's tough right there. Keep in mind, Jimbo is no longer at Texas A&M. They building something at Texas A&M. Not saying that Texas A&M is a world beater, but they got the bread. They could buy the players. We all know that. That's tough. And they could get something going on down there. The right coaches is in play right now. So, we're going to keep an eye on Texas A&M. Illinois, they won their game, played a Rudy Poo, beat them 38-0. Nothing to see there. Vanderbilt upsets South Carolina. South Carolina came in 11th ranked. Vanderbilt handled them with no problem, 31-7. Now, I've seen reports, because I didn't watch this game. I've seen reports where South Carolina quarterback, Heisman hopeful, went down. He was out for the rest of that game. If that be so, I don't know what part of the game he went down, but if that be so, it might be a huge fall off in that quarterback room, as it is, many parts of the country. For example, my Miami Hurricanes. Clearly, there's a huge difference between having a Carson Beck playing and a Emory Williams playing. It's a huge difference. It's a huge gap. So clearly, the gap at South Carolina is very significant to the point where they will get blown out by Vanderbilt if they don't have their starter. That's tough. It's hard to get quality depth at the quarterback position nowadays in college football, especially with the NIL movement. That's tough. It is what it is. But that's not a South Carolina thing. That's a everybody thing. So it is what it is, man. Great game. Came down to the end. Good old Georgia Tech fashion. Georgia Tech beat Clemson the same exact way they beat Florida State. Same exact score. Same way they beat Florida State. Same exact score. 21-24. Same exact fashion. Get the ball last drive, march down the field, kick a game-winning field goal. That's all she wrote. Game over. What does this mean for Clemson? Is Clemson the fraud that everybody picked in the offseason and they're not living up to it? Is Clemson on the down? What is going on with Dabo and Clemson? It seems like everybody is taking a shot at them now. Everybody can get a win off of them now. It seemed like they were overhyped in the offseason because I was told this was a team to come out of the ACC 12-0. Clearly not. This was a team that was starting the season out number 4 in the country, was expected to beat LSU at home. Clearly not. Where does Clemson go from here? Is these two losses to Georgia Tech and LSU the only ones they're going to have for the rest of the season? After watching Clemson play for 3 weeks now, is anybody confident in them? Because I watched them play and struggled against Troy. Had Troy had the depth to go the distance, go 60 minutes, Troy would have won that game. But they don't. Unfortunately, when in the era of TV deals, of money, Clemson is falling off the bandwagon. Clemson is falling off the cliff. When games are being played and you want as many eyes on the TV as possible, Clemson is making their product trash, garbage, pursuit. It's going to be unwatchable soon. Nobody's going to care. Oh, Clemson play? Oh, we don't care. They'll lose. Is that gonna get? Is that where it's going, Clemson? Are you guys gonna pick it up somehow? Are you guys gonna miraculously get good and all the jitters gone and all the mistakes stop being made? What is Dabo gonna do? That's tough. Oklahoma won 42-3. Nothing to see there. Beat the brakes off Temple. Improve to basically 3-0. They was ranked number 13 in the country. They will move up. South Carolina was ranked number 11. They lost. Clemson was ranked number 12. They lost. So Oklahoma will move up in the rankings this week, definitely. That's tough right there. Illinois, I'm sorry, Iowa State, 24-16 against Arkansas State. Struggle win, but nonetheless, they got the win. They were ranked number 14 in the country. They'll move up also. Like I said, 11-12 loss. They'll move up. It won't be that significant because, it wasn't such a great win for them, but it is what it is. Ole Miss struggled against Arkansas. But they got the win nonetheless. 35, I'm sorry. 41-35. I'm going to say this. I'm not afraid of Ole Miss. If Miami were to line up with Ole Miss right now, we'll knock their tooth loose. Ole Miss, I don't know what to think about Lane Kiffin, but 3-0. Who knows what they got going on, man. Alabama, great win for them too. 38-14. Beat Wisconsin. Utah won. They're 3-0. 31-6. Knocked off Wyoming. Nothing to see there, really. Texas Tech beat Oregon State. It seemed like Oregon State and Washington State is just on a downhill, basically because the Pac-12 has basically dissolved. They can't get the great players that they possibly could before because now you don't have a conference. You don't have a conference championship. You don't have certain things in play to where, you could promise kids anything. Can't promise no way to the playoffs or anything like that. So it's kind of tough. Now, Michigan versus Central Michigan, another blowout. You know what? I'm gonna play the teacher in here. I'm pointing at the board right now. I'm playing the teacher. I'm the teacher. I'm pointing at the board right now. Raise your hands if you could tell me the score for Michigan versus Central Michigan. Preferably a Florida State fan. Can one of you guys tell me what was the score for Michigan versus Central Michigan? Any Florida State fans want to volunteer and tell me what was the score for Michigan versus Central Michigan? It's not a trick question. It's not a hard question. I will give you bonus points if you could tell me what was the score for Michigan versus Central Michigan. Florida State fans. 63-3, God damn it. 63-3. Michigan beat the brakes off Central Michigan. 63-3. Auburn beats South Alabama 31-15. And Missouri 52-10 against Billy Napier's old school, Louisiana Raisin Cajun. Sunbelt Billy. Old school. That's tough. Top 25 matchups. That's what it is. Now, clearly today, the rankings going to come out. The rankings are going to come out. They have not yet updated, but the rankings will come out some point today or tomorrow. And we'll see where things stand. Either way, Miami will be in that top 5. They will not drop out of the top 5 in any way or fashion. Depends on if they want to move us up or where. But, if Miami stays at 5, I'm not complaining. I obviously think that we probably move up because we had better matchup this week than most of those teams in the top, in the top 5. LSU played Florida. Oregon played nobody. Penn State played nobody, and Ohio State played nobody. They got their wins. Miami blew out a ranked team. But if Miami were to, they say, you know what, we're just going to leave the top 5 where it is, I have no complaints. Because at the end of the year, we will win. I hope Pope see this video, T2. Pope will be all right. Pope will be talking shit leading up to that game. And then when we beat them, you know, they'll be humble again. That's tough. That's tough. Florida State fans got a lot to talk about right now. You know, give it to them, man. Let them have it. You know why? All year last year, they took off. They had to take off from college football. You know, Mike Norvell had them boys disgusted to their stomach. Billy Napier's on that same trial right now. At this point, I'm just wondering when they're gonna fire Billy. Is they gonna wait till the end of the year, or are they gonna just do it in mid-season? That's tough. I think a lot of the Florida fans got their coaches lined up to replace them, who they want. But will they wait till the end of the year to just save a little money, or will they just stop the bleeding? Will they get Billy up out of there? Will they show the world that, you know, they're serious about college football? Man, imagine a quarterback throwing 5 interceptions and you didn't even give the backup at least a chance to go out there and see if they, you know, change the rhythm of the game or something. But then again, it's kind of tough to do that against an opponent like LSU. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Rankings will update, and, you know, some people will go crazy about it. Me, I'm not worried. I know Miami will be in the top 5 regardless. So, you know, whether they want to move Miami and Georgia up, that's pretty much the question. We'll see. Yeah, let's dive into the schedule for next week. Obviously, like I said, when the rankings change, some of the games will be ranked matchups. For those of you guys that just tuned in, Miami got game day this week. It's not because of Florida. I know USF was saying that, oh, they're our Super Bowl and they're the reason why, you know, our games were sold out and this, that, and the third. Florida fans, that's not going to be the case. I'm not sure how many of you guys even come down there to watch that trash product of a team that you got come down there and play Miami. So it is what it is. Now, ranked matchups for next week. Clearly, some of these rankings are going to change. So as of right now, Clemson is still 12 in the country. They'll take on Syracuse. That's at 12. That's at Clemson. Dabo versus Fran Brown. Fran Brown and Dabo was like homeboys. Was they celebrating, helping each other get to the ACC? I'm sorry, helping Clemson get to the ACC championship. Fran Brown, you didn't get there. You're an alley hoop thrower. You're an alley hoop thrower. That's what you did. You threw Clemson an alley hoop. Congratulations. He scored. They got the poster. They get the glory. You get an assist. Nobody cares. Now it's going to be good to see Syracuse versus Clemson. This is going to be a mid matchup between two mid teams, and we'll see how the outcome goes. Who you guys taking, though? In this matchup, Clemson versus Syracuse, who you got? Who you got? USF, I don't know if they're going to drop you out of the rankings. More than likely, they probably will. But you still do got 2 ranked wins in the beginning of the season, so you might not drop completely out. But South Florida versus South Carolina State. Go ahead and take South Florida for the win. They get a bounce back win this upcoming week. Texas Tech versus Utah. That should be a good matchup. Texas Tech versus Utah. I think I'm going to take Texas Tech, but that should be a good matchup. I think I'm going to take Texas Tech on that one. Tennessee will bounce back this week, taking on UAB. They'll bounce back. UAB is not a Georgia. So all you orange and white fans out there, down there in Knoxville, You'll get to see Tennessee win again. They can't mess this one up. Oregon State. Take Oregon to win. Blowout. Oregon State trash. Purdue, Notre Dame. Notre Dame will get their first win of the season at home against Purdue this week. No, congratulations on finally winning the game in 2025. Good luck. Florida State at home against Kent State. Go ahead and take the Seminoles to win. They'll beat Kent State, no problem. I don't even want to troll on this one. Don't even want to troll on that one. Either win. Now this is going to be a great matchup right here. Great matchup. Oklahoma versus Auburn. This game is in Oklahoma. Both teams are SEC teams, ranked teams. This is a 3:30 matchup on ABC. You guys, if you've been watching the program for the last couple of weeks, I'm taking Oklahoma. You should know that. This is going to be a test for Oklahoma. Now, this game, if Auburn were to win, could derail Oklahoma, and then we'll see, can they fight back? Can they, get knocked off that horse and get back up, get back on it? That's the kind of matchup this is for Oklahoma. Now, if Oklahoma were to blow them out and stuff like that, I think more people will start paying more attention to Oklahoma and more conversations will be had. And then, by then I'll probably start hating Oklahoma because, that's tough. That's tough. Because then they'll probably start overhyping them a little bit, I'm giving them some credit. I'm telling y'all they're the dark horse and to watch out, but, I don't want people, overhyping them now. Let's keep it in the middle somewhere. Let's keep it balanced. Tulane versus Ole Miss. Tulane knocked off Duke yesterday, by the way. Shout out to Manny Diaz and the boys over there. That's tough. Ole Miss versus Tulane. Home game for Ole Miss. No spread, no points has been put on this game yet, so I'm not quite sure what that's going to be like. I think Ole Miss will get the win. Not sure if it's going to be close or blowout or anything like that, but I think Ole Miss will get the win. I think Lane Kiffin will find a way to be 4-0. They're not going to lose to Tulane like, Florida do to USF, that kind of deal. Michigan versus Nebraska. Nebraska's at home, 3-0. Michigan, that's a tough one. Michigan is a 3-point favorite. So maybe the people in Vegas, maybe they know something we don't, but since I don't know which way to go on this one, this is one of those games that I wouldn't bet on. I would like stay clear from it. But I could see this game going either way. So right now, we're just going to go with Michigan because, they're the favorite. We're just going to go with Michigan. Maybe they know something about Nebraska we don't. South Carolina versus Missouri. South Carolina won't be ranked number 11 no more. It depends on where they're ranked. Depends on if they have their starting quarterback back for that game. If they don't, I'm going to take Missouri for the win. I've seen South Carolina without that quarterback. They lose to Vanderbilt 31-7. They'll lose to Missouri probably in the same fashion if they don't have that starting quarterback back. If they do have him back, I'll take South Carolina for the win. Close game. Florida versus Miami. Now, as of right now, the level of disrespect. Miami is a 3-point favorite as of right now at home against Florida. I understand it's a rivalry, and they only gave us the 3-point for being at home. The level of disrespect. They watched Lagway throw 5 interceptions, and they're only giving Miami a 3-point win against this Florida team. Listen, guys, go get it while it's hot. Go get it while it's hot. If you're a betting man, I'm not a financial advisor by any means necessary. Take risks with your money at your own risk. I'm not a financial advisor. If I was you, and I'm a betting man, and I take my own risk, blah, blah, blah. Right now, I would lock that in. Miami by 3. Miami's going to win. Miami's going to win. You can even change it from 3 to like damn near 14, 15, some 17 points. Miami's going to win this game, and Miami's going to win big. Miami's going to win big. I'm just saying. There's a lot of money to be made right now. Miami's a 3-point favorite against Florida. Extend that right now. Extend it. Extend it. Go take it before trust me. This number is going to change. It's not going to be 3. It's not going to be 3. Come close to game time, this number will probably be like 17. I'm kidding. They're not going to raise it that high, but it's going to raise. It's going to go up. If I were you guys, I'd take that Miami by 3. Keep it moving. Now, if you don't want to bet the spread, you just take Miami to win. That's if you think Miami's just going to win by a point or 2. But clearly, 3-point spread, Miami's going to win that game. Florida is hot trash. Florida's hot trash. If Miami find a way to lose this game, I would be speechless. I would be absolutely speechless. The amount of pressure that's on Billy right now, the amount of pressure on that team right now, their quarterback just threw 5 picks in one game. I don't think anybody in the state of Florida has ever done that. You guys can look it up and let me know. And whoever in the history of Miami, Florida, Florida State, hell, UCF, USF, if there's a quarterback that has thrown 5 interceptions in a game, let me know. Put it in the chat. Put it in one of the comment section of one of my recent videos. Let me know this person. Miami's gonna win that game. That 3 points that 3-point spread is a slap in the face. Over and under is at 55. Miami will probably score 55 by them damn self. That's tough. Illinois, Indiana, that should be a good matchup too. Illinois comes in ranked at number 9 right now. Rankings haven't been updated, by the way. Must reiterate that. Indiana, they'll move up also. That should be a good matchup for the Big Ten. Obviously, LSU plays nobody this week. And, SC, Louisiana, I guess Southeastern, I don't know. They'll win that game. And Texas plays a nobody also, Sam Houston. They'll win that game easily. That's your top 25 matchups for this week. Like I said, guys, rankings will change. Normally on these Sundays, we get the rankings around 1 o'clock. Around 1 o'clock. It normally drops around 1 o'clock. We'll double check. Yeah, so rankings that has not come out. Now, the coaching poll last week had Miami at number 6. And the AP were number 5. So we'll see when the AP poll drop, and we'll see when the AP and the coaches poll drop, and we'll see what the rankings look like. Not that they really matters that much this early in the season. It's more towards the end, week 6, 7. That's when you really start, to really pay attention to it. The AP poll is more of a foundation leading into the college football playoffs rankings. So I don't know how much you want to put into rankings also in the beginning of the year, because apparently seeing videos and seeing certain people's brackets when they vote for, who should be in the top 25, some of these people that do these votings don't really watch the games, don't really care. Some of them just go off logos. Clearly, it's been exposed, guys. Nothing new. But anyways, man, Miami versus Florida, game day. If you tuned in earlier, you saw it. If not, I'm going to run it back for you one more time, and we're going to call it a day. We're going to wrap this show up. Just wanted to, recap.
This game here today really is a tone setter for both of these programs.
Florida and Miami. That's our game tonight.
It is a very intense rivalry.
We came out here to show out.
And we're coming to the city.
College game day will be in Miami this weekend. Lee Corso, unfortunately, his last college game day was the first game of this season. I wish he could be there. Would be great to see, him go out for the last time. But nonetheless, McAfee, Nick Saban, all them boys will be down now. Kirk Herbstreit, of course. I really want game day to be in Tallahassee. I really want to see the expressions. I really want to hear Florida State's aggression every time Kirk Herbstreit speak, because it's gonna be hostile when Kirk Herbstreit have to go to Tallahassee for game day. That's going to be hostile. All the Florida State emotional fans, oh my God. That's going to be great. Must watch TV. Man, that's tough. Now, game day. I have seen some people talk about some of the games that they could possibly go to instead of coming to the University of Miami this upcoming week. Clearly, they're saying this because the Florida Gators are trash. The Florida Gators are trash. They're trash. There's no other word to describe Florida than garbage, trash, pursuit at this moment in time. Their fans have moved on from Billy. The school hasn't. The AD hasn't. But the fans has. Hell, some of the fans have moved on from DJ Lagway. Sometimes all it takes is 5 interceptions. But if not Miami, where would college game day be more fitting to go? You guys let me know in the comment section. Anyway, guys, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel. I know it's early Sunday morning. Some of you guys probably ain't even woke yet. So for those of you guys that's watching this back, listening to this while you're at work, maybe on Monday and all that, where would college football be more fitting to go other than Miami this week? Y'all let me know. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Go Canes. Bounce back, Florida. After Miami beat the brakes off of y'all.